production of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
With just 4 games remaining until the All-Star break, 2 AL East rivals meet at Tropicana Field. For Tampa Bay, rookie Jake Faria goes to the hill, looking to remain unbeaten, while Boston counters with ace All-Star Chris Sale. The first of 4 between the Rays and the Red Sox next. Fresh off a 3-city road trip, the Rays return to Tropicana Field. Tonight they will open a 4-game series leading up to the All-Star break. This game 1 of the series between the Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Red Sox trying to take control in the East. The Rays have remained more than relevant, running third. And boy, what a pitching matchup we have tonight. Jacob Faria getting off to a great start in his career. Chris Sale, who already had a great career going, has turned it up a notch or two.
Hey, Dwayne, how about this? These two guys have combined for 22 starts. 20 of them have been quality. It's been amazing what these guys have been able to do. Jake Faria, obviously, far fewer starts, 5 starts, but guess what? They've all been quality. He's getting deep into games, averaging over 6 innings to start, the record perfect. The ERA, when you look at these numbers, there is nothing fluky about it. He's very directional towards home plate, commands the fastball, has the good split change and the breaking balls to go along with it. Chris Sale, guess what? Same thing on the other side, from the left side with the big fastball and the sweeping breaking ball, and there's nothing fluky about these numbers. The 11 wins, second in the American League. The ERA leads the way. The opponent's average leads the way. And on top of that, leads Major League Baseball with 166 punch-outs.
Well, with a full second half of the season left, this American League East could be a lot of fun. And tonight, in the first of this 4-game series, an AL East showdown. We'll have more on that when we're joined by Alex Cordry.
on the docket ahead of the All-Star break as they welcome the Boston Red Sox to town. Now talking to several of the players, they expressed the importance of this 4-game series. They want to go out on a high note into the All-Star break, and they say this is a great test for this Rays team. So the AL East third-place Rays enter their final series before the break, facing the division-leading Red Sox. The Rays skipper knows this series is a huge opportunity to further close the gap.
You'd like to downplay it, but that's probably not the smart thing to do. It's a big series. It's not the biggest series right now. It's tough to say any series in July is overly, important, but it's a good opportunity for us to play some good baseball, maybe make up some ground. I mean, the Red Sox have put themselves in a position for a lot of teams to be looking up to them. We're one of them, but we're not far off. A nice series going into the break would really do us some good.
Kevin Cash is confident in his Rays. Let's not forget the last time these two teams faced off was at Fenway Park when the Rays won 11-2 on May 14th. No love lost in this rivalry as we get underway here from the Trop on Fox Sports Sun.
Three-year-old right-hander Jake Faria will go to the mound for the Rays tonight to open this 4-game series. First time we have seen the Red Sox at Tropicana Field this year. Season series to this point at Fenway, where the Rays have gone 3-4 against Boston. Here's the lineup for the Red Sox, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Mookie Betts will lead it off, followed by Dustin Pedroia at second base, and Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, hitting third. Moreland at first. Ramirez the DH. Andrew Benintendi hits sixth in left field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in center. Sandy Leon will hit eighth. He'll do the catching. And Sue Lin is at third base. He will bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Jake Faria making his 6th start, and the numbers up and down so impressive. We talked about the record in the ERA in the open, but how about more than a strikeout an inning impressive, but how about just 5 walks? He is not hurting himself, no unnecessary base runners. He makes you earn everything that you get, and he has been fun to watch.
And the first man he will face is Mookie Betts. Leading off, starts the night hitting .277. And the first pitch of this game is a ball a little bit outside, with Ed Hickox calling the balls and strikes here tonight. Upstairs, 2-0. High popper, short center. Featherston out from second base is there in center field to make the catch.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by our very good friends at Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Malik Smith, Peter Borges, and Steven Souza Jr. across that infield third to first. Evan Longoria, Adeni Echeverria, Taylor Featherston, and Logan Morrison, with Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
Justin Pedroia takes a strike. He starts the night hitting .297.
I'll tell you, he is such a good fit for the two-hole in this lineup. When you think about, with David Ortiz not here, it's not the same power team. In fact, they have the fewest home runs in the American League, but this is a guy who can handle the bat, hit it all over the field.
And as a base hit, dropping it in front of Malik Smith in left, and the Red Sox get a base runner.
I think of all the little games that they can play with Pedroia and try to manufacture runs, because that's what this team has to do. Lacking in the home run department. I'll tell you what,
they're last in home runs, but fourth in runs scored.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a lot of doubles. They're a team that's very good with runners in scoring position, and they give themselves a ton of opportunities.
Xander Bogaerts beginning the night at .308. Ball, no strikes. One on, one out. That's a strike. Boston starting the night in first place. 4 games up on New York and 5.5 in front of the Rays, followed by Baltimore 8.5, and then Toronto 9.5 back. John Farrell flanked by his pitching coach Carl Willis. Foul down the third base side. 1-2.
I remember when the Rays last saw the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts was homerless. Did not have one. He's gotten that number up to 6. The batting average, as you can see right there, over 300.
Yeah, the slugging percentage up to .455.
And he's one of those guys that's going to give you a ton of doubles.
Oh, that one in on him, and it hits him in the hand. Bogaerts holding that hand all the way back in front of the dugout, beyond the on-deck circle.
When he got that exposed wrist. That's what he was pointing at. Let's take a look. That fastball is going to run up and in the four-seamer, and boy, right there, the meaty part of the hand, the wrist area.
And a pretty direct shot right there on the throwing hand.
Yep. Yep. That caught him in a tough spot.
So Bogaerts hit by the pitch with Pedroia aboard. Bogaerts, he's still feeling it. Question about that.
And you can tell by his body language he wants to stay in this game and will for the time being at least.
So he takes over at first. Pedroia moves into second. And that's one thing about Faria. He will pitch inside and he'll get some run. And he did there.
Yeah. Yeah, even on the four-seamer, it just got away from him a little bit. But yeah, he's a throwback pitcher. Uses the entire zone, not afraid to move guys off the plate. Aggressive out there on the mound.
Here's Mitch Moreland. One ball, no strikes.
But you can tell the type of a pitcher a guy is most of the time, not always. There's some guys that are aggressive and walk a lot of hitters, but when you see, you know, Jacob Faria, 32 plus innings, 5 walks, that's aggressive. That he's coming right after you.
And he has Moreland out in front. 1-1.
That's the other thing that's impressive for being such a young pitcher, that ability to go to the off speed when you're behind in the count. 1-0 change up right there. It gets you back to even, and it plants a seed in the mind of Mitch Moreland that you're willing to throw any pitch, any count.
This one taken down. 2-1. It's Hanley Ramirez on deck. Moreland has come on, kind of settled in here with the Red Sox lately over the last month and a half. He's had some big hits for them. Faria misses with a fastball. Now it's 3-1. Skied into left. Alex Smith is there making the catch. That'll be the second out. You're talking about Faria's start. 35 strikeouts, 5 walks through his first 5 starts. And dating back to 1913, the only other pitcher they could find with better numbers than that would be Felix Hernandez in 05. And he started with 38 strikeouts and 5 walks. And here's Faria, 35 strikeouts and 5 walks. I mean, that's great company right there to begin a career.
No question about it. 7-to-1 is your ratio, more than a strikeout per inning. Not walking anybody. That's 1.64 walks per 9. That lead the league in a lot of years.
It's Hanley Ramirez. 2 men on, 2 men out. A chop to the left side. Faria taking care of that bouncing ball. 2 men left on for Boston. We're headed into the bottom of the first. Steven Souza Jr. is going to be leading it off for the Rays when we come back. inning, leaving a couple men on, made 16 pitches. And we'll go to the Rays half of the frame. The lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Steven Souza Jr. leads it off in right, followed by Trevor Plouffe, the DH, and then Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison, Wilson Ramos, and Taylor Featherston in the middle of the lineup. Hitting 7th is Adeiny Echeverria. Peter Borges in center batting 8th, and Malik Smith in left hits 9th.
We're taking the mound tonight for the Boston Red Sox. The class of the American League, really, when you look at power numbers and results to go along with it. Chris Sale, 17 starts. That record 11-3, trails only Jason Vargas in wins, but leads the league in earned run average, leads Major League Baseball in 166 strikeouts. You can see he doesn't hurt himself either, just 22 walks, and that opponent's average a pretty tidy 197.
Well, here's Souza going after the first pitch and fouling it away. Strike one. The Red Sox are going to make changes. Devin Marrero is going to play third base, and Lynn will move from third to short. Bogarts is out of the game after being hit by a pitch in the right hand. Strike two on Souza Jr.
And that fastball in can be deceiving from Chris Sale because of his arm angle. He really gets it low and away from his body, and so he drives it in on those right-handed hitters. So it'll give the appearance of, boy, this thing is way coming in on me, and still be able to catch the strike zone.
Well, you saw Souza go after the first pitch, and a lot of hitters will do that because you hate to get to 2 strikes against this guy.
Oh. Yeah, and look that number up.
Yes, they're not healthy.
No.
You know, 0-2, they're hitting 078, 1-2, they're hitting 110.
Well, overall, just with 2 strikes by itself,
yep.
Like right here, you're hitting 109, and among qualifying pitchers with enough innings, that's #1 in the game. And you're right, guys are going to be attacking him early, like Souza tried to do. It didn't work out. It was a foul ball, and it leads to this. That's that nasty slider. Watch how this thing sweeps in the ground that it covers. That's that Randy Johnson-like slider.
Yeah, what a great shot that is if you're sitting in your living room and you get sort of a feel what it's like with Sale on the mound out there.
I have you get the feeling that there were a lot of guys bailing off the couch with that one.
Yep. And there's strike one to Trevor Plouffe. And the fastball makes it 0-2.
You know, and he's got that little herky-jerky delivery. You know, not only does he have great stuff, and he does a good job of mixing his pitches, fastball, slider, changeup, but then he gives you some deception on top of it. Hardly fair.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch a fastball up, and it's foul back. The other thing about him, unless you step out on him, he's going to set a very quick pace.
Well, all that time with the White Sox pitching with Mark Burley, guys like to get it, throw it. I mean, and that should be true of all pitchers. You know, maybe there's something to say, you know, who knows why guys take so long out there on the mound, but I've always felt like, you know, and Chris Sale, a great example of that. Set the pace. You dictate the action. I'm not giving you time to think about anything. I got 3 pitches. I'm going to pick one, and I'm coming after you.
And you know, the interesting thing about that, you'll see pitchers shake, shake, shake again, shake off. He never shakes off the catcher. Number one, there's no time at the pace he works. And a swing and a miss there. Back-to-back strikeouts. This isn't really fair.
Well, and you know what he may do, Dwayne, and I've seen this happen before, and there have been games and times that even I've done it, which is you'll tell the catcher, I'm not going to shake, but I'm going to stare. If you put a pitch down and I just continue to stare and I don't do anything, then go to something else. And he may do it that way.
But it's not a long stare if he does,
no,
because he's unloading the next pitch.
Well, he is, but he also is not going to follow. I mean, I know Sandy Leon's good back there calling, the pitches, but there are going to be disagreements that you'll have maybe a handful of times, during the course of an at-bat. But Leon also knows this, so he knows, get it going. I got a guy out there on the mound who wants to pitch, wants to play.
It's 1-2.
Boy, in the game of this day and age, 2017, you would say this was a frenetic pace. Like he's out of control.
Yep. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. 1-2-3, go the Rays. And we head into the second inning. No score in this one, and here's a quick replay of the first. Strikeout number 2. Strikeout number 3. And the Rays in the first game of a 4-game series. Rush home runs and dominate in your very own Derby competition in the official MLB.com Home Run Derby game on the App Store and Google Play. Swing for the fences against more than 10 million players from around the world as your favorite Derby All-Star. Download Home Run Derby for free today. Andrew Benintendi to lead off the second. There's a first pitch strike. Fastball from Faria. Benintendi hitting .286 with 50 runs batted in. And a liner into center field. Off speed pitch up a bit. And Benintendi has a leadoff single.
Benintendi, another one of those Boston hitters that's been heating up here as of late. And you're right, got a gift out over the plate with some elevation. And he uses the middle of the field, leadoff base hit for the Red Sox.
And now the hitter's going to be Jackie Bradley Jr., who has been on a pretty good run lately. Again, his average up to .285. Besides being an outstanding outfielder, the offensive side of his game has come to life in recent times. There's a strike. Last 7 games hitting .424.
I'll tell you, the Rays pitching staff, though, has had his number. They have pitched him extremely tough.
1-1. So you see, in 53 games against the Rays, he's hitting 151.
How about that?
So they have not seen him, and they've kept him from being at his best in all of those matchups.
Pretty astounding numbers when you think about it. 53 games worth. It's funny because how many times, Dwayne, have we been sitting up here as the Red Sox come in for a series and everybody's talking about Jackie Bradley Jr. being hot, and we look at each other and we're like, we've never seen that.
Yep.
And those numbers bear that out. Against the Rays, he has really had a hard time. They pitched him tough. Those numbers.
He's out in front of the changeup 2-2. Well, for about the first 6 weeks of the season, he hit a little over 170. The Rays saw the Red Sox early, a couple of series up in Boston. First time they've seen him here. And since that tough start, things have fallen into place for him offensively, so he's up to 285 coming into this series. Benintendi over at first base. Skies it into center. Peter Borges is right there to make the catch. It's the first out. When you look at the Red Sox, and we touched on it briefly at the outset, last in home runs but fourth in runs scored. They do have a running game. They're third in stolen bases. So this is not that typical traditional Fenway is home type of Boston Red Sox offense.
You've got to be able to adapt. You know, and John Farrell on this team, he's got some younger players. He's got some players with some speed and some base running acumen. You realize pretty quickly that you're not going to be leading the world in home runs or being even up at the top of the league in home runs like they have been for so long. So you've got to find other ways to score. And so the running game comes into play. This team, you know, they hit a lot of doubles. They've been very clutch as a group with runners in scoring position, and that's what really has led them here in their little surge.
Oh, Juan de Leon. Pitch away, 1-1. The take on that one. Changeup miss, 2-1.
Faria right now varying his times with Andrew Benintendi over there at first base. He will run 9 out of 11 in the stolen base department. Pretty good lead.
He's on the move, a swing and a miss. Throw down, and they got it. Ramos to Echeverria to cut down Benintendi.
I'll tell you what, Wilson Ramos got out of that crouch in a heartbeat and got rid of this strong throw. And Echeverria right there to grab it and get that tag down as quick as he could. Benintendi, I'll tell you, when he took off towards second base, that initial movement was him coming up, and that takes just a split second, and that allowed Ramos to get that ball out there ahead of him.
Leon with a bouncer down to Longoria. Evan takes care of that. 3 hitters, and that's it. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by your local Ford dealer and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Now there is the prototypical outfielder's glove, if there ever was one.
I don't know if that's legal, Dwayne, but that's a good look.
Yeah, you go play one of the outfield positions with that. Run it down, let the glove do the rest of the work.
Well, here's the issue. No question about that. And the glove's going to do the work. The glove's going to make the catch. If you have to try to throw someone out, going in there to find the baseball, that's going to be the tough part.
Yeah, the very weight of that glove might also limit your range. Logan Morrison up here, and that's a strike to start this inning on a fastball.
That's a great point. Imagine running with that thing like a parachute.
Yeah, slow you down. Well, Logan Morrison, 24 home runs to start play tonight, 4th in the league. The top 10 and runs batted in. One ball, one strike. And a base hit the other way against the shift, and the Rays have the leadoff man aboard. Well, a lot of space over there, and he took advantage of it.
Well, and the way that, you know, we talked about Chris Sale's arm angle, the way he's able to bore that pitch in on righties, he does the same thing away to lefties. And so as that ball's moving away from Logan Morrison, well, just let it continue. Stay inside that baseball, let it travel into the zone, and then you've got a lot of room to work with, like you said. I remember that home run that he hit off Chris Sale at Fenway Park, where he just sat on changeup, got changeup. Right there, Chris Sale was staying away from that pitch.
A strike to Ramos. So the fact that he commands a changeup and the breaking ball, and you have to defend against the fastball, that makes it very difficult for hitters.
And he does a really nice job of mixing them. You know, he doesn't get too predictable.
And he starts that one wide and just catches the outside corner.
Please explain to me what a hitter can do with that pitch. What could you possibly do with that pitch?
Yeah, what Ramos did, take it.
And you're right. He can do that 3 times in a row. You don't have much of a chance.
Fly ball into center. Bradley Jr. started back, now comes in and makes the catch. And a throw back to first, and it gets by Moreland, and Morrison's going to go to second. You know, Bradley saw Morrison taking a little time on his return to first, decided to try to sneak that one in there, and Morrison winds up at third.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a little rope-a-dope action there. And that throw, Moreland not able to get that glove around Morrison, getting back into the bag, and I think it actually ended up in the Rays dugout.
And as a result, on the throwing error by Bradley, Morrison is at third with 1 out. And the infield comes up for Boston. Featherston is the hitter. And he takes a pitch for ball 1. Again, Sale trying to start it wide and find the corner and just barely missed. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, these are the opportunities that if you get them against Chris Sale, you have got to score this run. You've got to convert this. Take advantage of a Boston mistake.
2 balls and a strike.
Chris Sale right now trying to keep everything down. He's thinking on the ground early in this at-bat. Featherston wants something elevated. He can get into the outfield and get Morrison home.
Misses the fastball up, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, how about that? First 3 down and off speed, and then all of a sudden, boy, he pops that fastball at the top of the zone, and now you can't catch up to it. Now Chris Sale is thinking punch piece.
And there it is, strike 3 call on the inside corner. So Featherston called out on strikes. Boy, you talk about a job. Chris Sale just turned it in right there.
97, and he buried it to the inside corner. Taylor Featherston asking Ed Hickox, are you sure that's a strike? You can see it, Fox Tracks, it did like it, and it's certainly close enough to call.
Well, 2 outs now. Featherston called out on strikes. And there's that slider, starts wide and finds the plate, and a strike to Echeverria.
You know, Chris Sale, you were talking about it, Dwayne, setting a pace. He's pitching angry. I mean, he's got some screw you tonight. I mean, he is out there just like, I am going to bury you. I want to embarrass you.
Well, these 2 pitches to Echeverria. Slider wide, breaks in. Now the fastball 97. Catch up to this if you can. And now a swing and a miss on 96. So the Rays get a hit, leave a man at third. 1 error in the inning. We're through 2. No score. Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light and the Red Sox red hot. Winning 8 of their last 10 and averaging almost 7 runs a game. And then look at the pitching. That's quite a combination.
And the defense has been better. I mean, all 3 facets of the game, it's clicking right now for the Red Sox.
Sue Lin, who's the shortstop now, takes the pitch wide. Started the game at third, moved over to play short. And Bogart's left with the contusion on the right hand after being hit by a pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. Then from Taiwan. Pops it foul. That's going to be out of play. Well, he's come in here for the Red Sox and gone 9 for 27 with a couple 3 base hits.
Well, we were talking about the issues at third base for the Red Sox the last time we saw them at Fenway Park, and that was a while ago, and obviously still not resolved.
Yeah, they've had some tough luck over there. Pitch is a little high, and he checks in time. 3-2. Sandoval still out on a rehab assignment. And there's ball 4. So Lynn draws a leadoff walk. That's something Faria has not done much of. Only his 6th walk in this, his 6th start. That covers 37 plus innings.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but it's to the leadoff hitter of an inning and to the 9-hole.
Yep.
And so it's a rare walk and it's a bad walk, considering those two things. Gonna go right back to work here now at the top of the order. Mookie Betts.
Yeah, you get to the top of this order, you've got your work cut out for you. Strike to Betts.
I'll tell you, one thing that Jake Faria does very impressively is he forces hitters to guess. You know, to right-handed hitters, he's almost equal between fastball, slider, and does a really good job of mixing fastball, curveball against lefties. I'm talking about the first pitch of an at-bat. So, you know, you go up there geared up, ready, looking for a first pitch fastball. It's a coin flip if you're going to get fastball or slider, just like he started Betts there. And he does the same thing with lefties with the fastball and the curveball.
Now it's 1-1. You know, and he's pretty much that way with the changeup too, when he gets into situations to utilize that.
Yeah, both of these guys, they do a good job of mixing their pitches, trying to stay away from being predictable. And when you're able to do that and utilize the entire strike zone, occasionally pitch in, you have some uncomfortable ABs.
There's a popper on the left side. Longoria is there to make the catch. So Betts is the first out after the leadoff walk to Lynn. See, 74-93 tonight. And we've seen him in his other starts where he could hit 95 on occasion. But that's pretty representative there, that spread of 74-93, and boy, that's a nice differential.
Well, 20 miles an hour and you sprinkle in 4 pitches. You know, the fastball, and he'll work that up and down in the zone. Of course, that split changeup, curveball, slider.
Pedroia singled in the first. Here with the man on and 1 out. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Now inside, 3-0. Marrero on deck, who entered to play third base. And a liner into right center field. Picked up out there by Souza Jr. Lynn goes to third. And Pedroia has his second hit. First and third, nobody out.
Well, he did a nice job too in this count, understanding Faria more than likely is going to go away, and he leans out there and just pokes that ball out into right field. Nice job of hitting by Dustin Pedroia. A good read by Lynn. He was off and running, galloping over to third base, and Boston threatens.
Well, Marrero will be up here. Morrison in to have a quick chat with Faria. Walk and a single on either side of the pop to third.
Ground ball in the worst way.
Cut and a miss.
Immediately shooting for that. That breaking ball down in the zone. Another first pitch slider. Evan Marrero is going to be aggressive here with that runner at third base and less than 2 outs. Faria takes advantage of that. Ray's pretty concerned here with this first and third for Boston. Logan Morrison coming in to talk to Jake Faria. Wilson Ramos out there giving signs on first, third defense.
Marrero a .210 average with 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. And a fly ball into left. Alex Smith is there to make the catch. Tag, and Lynn will score. So the leadoff walk is converted into a run by Boston on a sacrifice fly by Marrero.
And that's why we said, you know, when that happened, that it was one of those bad walks. It's the 9 hole. It leads off of an inning, and this is why. All of a sudden, Boston able to move him over and get him in, and they take the early lead.
So the Red Sox have the first run of the game. And every run given up with Sale pitching against you is a challenge. Moreland takes the pitch wide.
How about for Jake Faria? He's given up 10 runs. That's all he's given up now into his 6th start. 7 of those 10 runs have been in the first 3 innings. He's one of those guys that if you're going to get to him, and nobody's really gotten to him, they've scored a couple of runs and it's been early. But once he gets into that middle part of the game, really starts to settle in and does a nice job of finishing strong. Really impressed the way that he has come up and handled himself. Humble kid, hardworking kid.
Yeah, he's the kind of pitcher that you hope for completely. Approach, the way he carries himself, the pitches he has, and the idea he has, the mix behind Moreland now 3-0. 2 outs with Pedroia at first base. There's a strike, 3-1. Boston comes in 13 games over 500. Their high water mark is 14. He's facing Chris Sale tonight. .3-1 about to be made, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Faria picks up a call there. He's got the edge. Full count. Pedroia will be off and running. pitch is upstairs. So Pedroia moves to second on the 3-2 walk to Mitch Moreland. So 2 walks here in the third. Hanley Ramirez ended the first on a ground ball to short. Faria would certainly take that right here. Straight call. Slider to start him. Straightens him up a little bit. It's 1-1.
Well, we see this from a lot of Rays pitchers. Runners on base really become deliberate, very deliberate out on the mound, taking a lot of time in between pitches. Jim Higgy, the pitching coach, looking at some scouting reports. So detailed now.
That's a foul ball into the screen.
I think that's one of the things a pitching coach has to be careful with. In today's day and game, so much information out there. You have to have a good feel for how much you can disseminate to each individual pitcher. Who wants what, who needs what, is too much going to cause this one to freeze up a little bit. So you've got to know your staff, know what makes them tick.
Run home, first and second, 2 outs. And the 1-2 pitch. He got him. Struck him out with a slider. So the Red Sox score 1, leave 2. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Boston. It was on this day in 2013. Matt Moore outdueling the fellow southpaw Chris Sale, with the Rays defeating the Chicago White Sox 3-0. Moore pitched 6 1/3 scoreless. Sale gave up 3 runs, 2 earned over 7. The Rays would go on to sweep that series from the White Sox and win 8 consecutive. Chris Sale, it would seem this year, after winning 17 a year ago for the White Sox, has upped his performance even more in a first pitch strike and Peter Borges.
Making that transition to Boston look easy.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, he's really taken over the rotation there.
Yes. no doubt about it. Those numbers, you know, leading the major leagues in strikeouts, 11 wins, leading the American League in ERA and innings pitched. He has been an absolute animal, focused on one job, and that's every 5 days to take the ball and go out and try to dominate the opposition.
Well, the Toyota inside look bearing all of that out. Second in wins, first in ERA, innings, strikeouts, and opposing batting average. So that's pretty dominant right at the top of a pitching rotation. Borges fouls it. You know, his stature out there, being as tall as he is and then working as quickly as he does, throwing as hard as he does and commanding the pitches that he has. I mean, a hitter knows that when he steps in that batter's box, he's really got to up his performance.
He's got an edge, and if you don't match it, it's going to be a long night for you.
Full count to Borges.
Think about when he was with the White Sox. You know, he wants to pitch. They want throwback jerseys. Not a big fan. A little too tight. Prohibits me from doing my job properly. So I'm gonna cut them all up.
Foul ball. Bounds out to the mound.
And,
yeah.
We're not gonna pitch in those.
Didn't want the distraction.
No. He really is a guy that is all about winning his night. That's it, winning his night. I'm going to get 33 of these a year. And you're going to have a good feeling coming to the ballpark when I'm pitching because we're going to win.
A high popper. Foul ball, and it's going to be playable. Marrero right up against the dugout railing. Retires Borges.
You know, that's the kind of feeling that you had coming to the ballpark. Randy Johnson's out on the mound. You're going to win tonight. Yep. There's an extra bounce in everybody's step. If you were going to have a team meeting, they're going to have it the day that Randy pitched or the day before. So then the manager looks like a genius when you go out and win the next night.
Well, that's part of being a genius.
Listen,
positioning yourself to look like one.
I never had a big team meeting the day before I pitched. I can tell you that much. Not since college.
Yeah, he had good managers. Alex Smith will be up here.
Well, we've been in little slumps as a broadcast team. We've had team meetings, pounded the table a little bit.
Yep.
Got us back on. Got us back on.
1 ball, no strike.
I think our best team meeting was in Baltimore. We started out the year. It was like the first 12 or 13 broadcasts, and maybe 2 of them were good. The rest of them, you could just hand them off. They were awful.
Yeah, you have to set a high standard for yourself. Hold yourself accountable.
And we did. There's a lot of table pounding, a lot of yelling, but we got back on track.
Yeah, it's always nice to have at least one person step up in those situations. Hey, a base hit the other way for Malik Smith, coming off the 4-hit game in Chicago. And Malik Smith is aboard his first time up tonight.
How about that? The 2 hits, the 2 lefties, both going the other way on the fastball. Let that thing go into the zone and poke it the other way. There's nothing else to do with that pitch. Great job by Malik Smith. Speed aboard, and now at least you force Chris Sale to have to think about something else.
We go to the top of the order, Steven Souza Jr. Souza struck out his first time against Sale. And a take on the fastball outside. close. Plouffe on deck. And he's the one guy in this lineup who has double-figure hit totals against Sale. So get another guy on and see what happens. There's ball 3.
I think Chris Sale not happy with himself at all. Not able to find that strike zone, giving up the base hit to the 9-hole, Alex Smith, the lefty.
There goes Smith. The pitch is a strike, and the throw will not be in time. Stolen base, number 11 from Alex Smith.
Now got the jump there, and here comes Sandy Leon with the throw. Dustin Pedroia trying to, boy, he had a good lead there and good rhythm as he heads out. The only, keep that toe on. That was the only thing in play there, was the speed going to take him right off the bag, holding on with everything he's got. What a great job.
3-1 on Souza Jr. And the count is now full. 3-1 slider.
That pitch is just so filthy. You know, it has some depth to it, but the sweeping action is what really gets you, what stands out. Make you throw that pitch around a corner.
This one in on him. So he fouls it. Yeah, it's a battle. There's no question about that for a hitter against a guy like this.
You got to have an idea of what you're trying to do up there at the plate and try to stay as disciplined as you can, and that's a lot easier said than done.
Swing and a miss. They got him to chase the fastball away.
How about the way that Sale was able to come back down 3-0, shaking his head at his inability to get the ball in the strike zone, and then the next 4 pitches are strikes. And foul ball, he climbs the ladder right there, and Souza Jr. is not real happy now with himself.
Here's Trevor Plouffe. Plouffe fouls it. Well out of play for a strike.
Well, a lot of familiarity here. You talked about double digits in hits, and that's all those White Sox Twins matchups. All those at bats, 44 of them. Trying to match the strikeouts here. Hit number 15.
Yep. And a foul ball back. The count is 0-2. Well, you know, you're going to compete in every game, but you get into a game like this one with this guy on the mound. If you thought you were competing at your highest the game before, you just elevated even more.
It's like a playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell people that all the time. If you've never played in the playoffs, yes, it's still the game of baseball, 3 outs to an inning, all that stuff. But playoff baseball is different than regular season baseball. And I don't care how big the game is. If you tried to play a 162 game schedule with playoff intensity, you'd burn out. You would. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. And it's the same thing when you face elite pitchers like Chris Sale. You have to take your game to the next level or you don't have a chance.
And he fouls that 96 in, and he fouled it to stay alive.
Well, and then what happens here? So you throw that fastball in, you speed Plouffe up, and now all of a sudden you think about, well, you can do the changeup, that slider, something to get him started early where he can't then stop that swing. Way up in the count. But these guys have a long history, and Sale probably a pretty good idea of what he wants to do here ultimately.
And a cut and a miss. Well, that slider. Another strikeout for Sale. The Rays leave a man at second, down 1-0. Picks for the T-Mobile Home Run Derby Bracket Challenge. With a little luck, you and 3 friends may be going to the 2017 World Series thanks to T-Mobile. Make your picks at MLB.com/bracket challenge. Back to the hill, Jacob Faria. Boston picked up a single marker in the 3rd. Benintendi leading off the 4th. He starts him with a curveball missing. 1 ball, no strikes. Benintendi got a base hit his first time. 1-1.
We talked about him heating up. His last 7 games. That's a week of tearing it up, really. 455.
9 for 19 on their road trip.
You know, he came to Boston with a pedigree, one of the top prospects in the game. You know, some of the sites had him the #1 prospect in the game of baseball. Smooth left-handed swing, good idea at the plate.
Ground ball to second, throw to first in time. Benintendi is out of there.
Faria doing a nice job of limiting hard contact. You think even some of the base hits. Pedroia's first hit kind of soft served into center. Benintendi didn't rip his. Going the other way. Pedroia the last time, what hurt him was that leadoff walk to Lynn.
And Jackie Bradley Jr. Curveball stays a little high this time to start the at bat, and the count is 1-0.
Seen that a lot tonight. The curveballs to the lefties, the sliders to the righties.
Back in with a strike. 1-1. Chopper down to first. Faria covers, taking the toss from Morrison. Couple of ground ball outs, 2 up, 2 down. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters during a home game, visit CanesStrikeout.com and pick up a printed home voucher to take to any Canes furniture store within 7 days and receive a coupon for a free Whopper sandwich combo meal from Burger King. Sandy Leon. Pounds it right back over the screen. First pitch fastball, strike one.
Hey, Dwayne, guess what I just opened? What are we, top four? Top four, two outs in the top of the fourth. This is the latest that I have ever opened up the coffee.
That's it.
Was so excited for the pitching matchup, and the thing's been moving along that the coffee's just getting opened up.
You didn't need it with this pitching matchup. You elevated your game and your concentration without the coffee with this kind of pitching matchup.
And you want to see elevation? It's coming.
All right, stay with us, folks. Couple of innings here. We'll see how it all works out.
It's going to work out too, because this is a sweet blend I got.
2-1. Can't wait.
Reverse French press. So it keeps all the good stuff in there. Going to get weird.
2-1 is popped up, a foul ball. Ramos eyes it, but it's out of play. Two and two. That fan made that catch just sitting there. I mean, it's not that easy.
No,
right there.
And we see it game in and game out. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's pretty strong right there.
He called it.
Yeah. And you know what? I like his reaction. I've been here before. I did that once. So good. Full count. 3-2 now on Leon. Little tap. Correa with time, and he makes the throw to first to get the catcher running. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 Boston. Coming in to hit in the bottom of the fourth. Tonight's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. And the All-Star Final vote results are in. Voting stopped earlier today, and Mike Moustakas from Kansas City will be the final addition to the American League squad. Justin Turner from the Dodgers, final National Leaguer. So Logan Morrison, who was among those on that list, does not make it, and Moustakas will be there for the American League. Evan Longoria First pitch is a strike to Evan. And Morrison will be next, and then Ramos. One and one. Ball, 2 strikes. Cut and a miss. A couple strikeouts in the third. Now 1 to begin the 4th inning. It's 8 strikeouts for Chris Sale.
And he just continues to show you how difficult it is once he gets you to 2 strikes. This slider right here, how do you defend against that? That ball's moving and covers so much ground left to right, as well as down in the zone. Now that follows up a fastball that was up in the zone, and he's done a very good job, much like Jake Faria, of just moving that ball all around the strike zone, forcing you to defend the whole thing.
Well, Logan Morrison hit the ball the other way his first time with the shift on and got it through into left field for a base hit. 1-0. That's a strike. 1-1. Logan Morrison not happy about not being in the home run derby, and then finishes out of the running in the final vote. As we just mentioned, Moustakas there. To strike 1 and 2. And here's the thing, regardless of whether you have the home run derby or not, or whether you have just an all-star squad or not, as great an event as it is, you're always going to have, it seems, every year, someone or 2 or 3 people not be there who they think should be. There's a base hit for Morrison. He is 2 for 2, drops that one into short center field in front of Bradley Jr. So you're going to have people who deserve to go, deserve to participate, who don't. And through the years, there have been some pretty good ones not be at the All-Star game. So it seems that it's inevitable. You know, one of the things they've always tried to do is make sure each team is represented.
Do you like that idea?
I really don't mind that idea, because as a kid I rooted for a team that just never won, and I kept hoping that they'd have somebody on the All-Star team. And I think there's that factor. And you know, for a while when they tried to make the All-Star game relevant, then it meant something. I think the All-Star game stands on its own as an exhibition.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what it should be.
It's the best major pro sport exhibition by far.
Yeah, absolutely.
By far.
There's a line drive, struck into left center field. Morrison's going to get a chance to run and maybe score. Montoya's going to wave him around third. He will score. The throw cut off, and this game is tied. Wilson Ramos doubles up the alley into left center field. It's a 1-1 ball game.
And I think everybody was surprised. I have to see how far Benintendi had to go for that, but the inability to get there and cut it off is what allowed Morrison to score. This ball hit very hard by Wilson Ramos, and Benintendi trying to cut it off and just not able to do it. Now he's got to track it back to the wall, and Logan Morrison head down. He realizes right there he's got a great shot. He's going to be sent. Here comes that tying run.
Yeah, that was a freight train coming around third right there. And now a swing and a miss by Featherston.
I don't think Charlie Montoya could have stopped him if he wanted to.
And I'm glad he didn't try. So Featherston up here with Ramos at second base. Featherston, a late entry into the lineup. Tim Beckham was originally in there. And the left ankle is an issue. So Featherston is in there.
We saw that maybe in his last at bat in yesterday afternoon's game. A little bit like he may have tweaked it.
1-2. The Rays have tied this game. Two and two. So big at bat for Featherston. And in scoring position. Sale got him looking on a fastball in at 97 in the second inning when Featherston was called out on strikes. Fouls this fastball. It was up out of the zone as he fouls it back. Rays now with a run on 4 hits. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Up again to get him. So Featherston, the man in second, strikes out.
Chris Sale goes up, gets the foul ball, and says, okay, I'll take it up just a little bit further. He does just that, then that ball just squeaks over the top of that swing there by Taylor Featherston, and now 1 out away from closing out the 4th. We still have that chance out there. Wilson Ramos and Echeverria, who's had some big hits for the Rays here in his first week plus with the team.
He came in 9 of 27. Struck out on a fastball his first time. And then a little tapper. Sale with the pickup and a long, strong throw. Close at first, and they just get him. Harry Meals on the call. The Rays score a run. Logan Morrison scoring on the double by Ramos. And so we're at the end of 4, tied 1-1.
At second base, Tim Beckham has been dealing with a sore left ankle. It hampered him tonight, kept him out of the lineup, but Kevin Cash is hopeful it's not too serious going forward. And how about this? Brad Miller is hopeful that he can return very soon to the big club. His rehab assignment moved to AAA Durham, where he's been working his way back from a right groin strain. Dwayne?
Yeah, and if he comes back strong, Alex, that would be that would be an interesting situation there. And you know, it's good to have an abundance of production, then go looking for it. And there's a possibility there that the Rays are going to have to figure out how to distribute playing time.
That's where the challenge will come. How do you divide up those ABs and keep everybody happy?
First thing in keeping people happy, win.
Yeah, well, yes. I think the answer is they're not gonna be happy, because you're gonna get at bats taken away from you that you would otherwise have, and so you're just gonna have to manage that, which I guess is why they called a manager. But winning does.
It helps.
Ease
a
the
lot.
sting.
Here's Lynn up here. He walked his first time, and now Faria's behind him 3-0. How about that?
Got the tractor beam.
What's going on here?
Force field around the strike zone. Maybe he can come back and get him. He's able to do that with Mitch Moreland. In his first at bat, fell behind him 3-0 and got him on a soft fly to left. And here's the long road back.
Full count. Lynn started at third base, now playing shortstop when Xander Bogaerts left. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning. His X-ray is negative, and he is the proverbial day-to-day. And ball 4 is wide, so twice Faria has walked the number 9 hitter. 3 walks tonight, 2 to Lynn.
Jim Hickey, we talked about that last time he walked him to lead off an inning, bad walk, and Jim Hickey right there was livid at that getting away from Faria.
Well, now it's the top of the order. Mookie Betts. Betts jumps on one and hits a high pop-up foul. Longoria's there waiting, and it's nice to get him. 1 gone.
And we talked about how hot he was in these last 10 games. However, the last 2 games, he was 0 for 10. And now, so far, 0 for 3 here tonight, all on pop-ups in the infield.
And here's Dustin Pedroia, 2 for 2. You always know you're in for a battle when he's at the plate. And back in at first.
Well, he's got a great idea. He likes that ball up and likes to, pull for power. We saw last time, he's up in the count, figuring Faria going to work him away. So he leans out and shoots one into right field.
Ground ball foul outside of third. Faria 1 on 1 out in the 5th. Mid-70s in pitch count. There's a strike on the outside corner.
You see, you work up down at the bottom of the zone, likes that ball elevated. That's no secret, though. The key is, can you execute?
Pop foul, that's going to be out of play. Still an 0-2 count. Up and away, and you can see Ramos ready to fire down to third if he had a chance to catch Lynn a little lapse down there. Swing and a miss, ball popping away, but with first base occupied. Pedroia's out on strikes, and Lynn moves up.
There's the split change, and this ball really bottoms out early, well in front of the plate. And Dustin Pedroia just could not stop the swing. He goes through with it, and that ball up and off Wilson Ramos. Get hit with the wild pitch, and now a 2-out opportunity.
Lynn at second on that wild pitch advance. Devin Marrero, who replaced Bogarts in the first inning, drove in the Boston run with a fly ball to left in the third. Batting here in the fifth. A strike on the outside corner. Marrero was on a little 7-game hitting streak, and that came to an end a couple of days ago. Number foul first base side as he checks over the end of the bat.
Came apart. He catch that cupped end. Splinter that bat. There you go. The clapper.
An 0-2 count. Wide. 1-2. Into the dirt. And now an attempt to advance the throw. They're going to get him. He is out. Lynn trying to go to third. On the recovery by Ramos. He goes down there to cut him down to retire the side. Boy, there's a nice play right there. Recovery in the throw, and here's the tag. 1-1 tie.
So far here, halfway through this game, has been fantastic for the Boston Red Sox, racking up the strikeouts. That slider has been devastating. He's moved the fastball around there to set it up. Also got some strikeouts on that pitch as he climbs the ladder. But I'll tell you, the slider is the pitch that's giving everybody trouble right now. But I'll say on the other side, Jake Faria matching him all along the way, and we're tied up here.
Peter Borges goes after the first pitch off speed, and he fouls it. Borges, a pop foul handled by the third baseman Marrero in the third. Borges, Smith, and Souza Jr. due up. There's a high fly ball deep down the left field line. Back to the wall. Gone! Home run for Peter Borges. Borges gives the Rays the lead 2-1 with his 4th home run of the year. Boy, that's a big home run for the Rays against this tough lefty.
Well, they battled all the way back, tied it up, and then got that breaking ball that stayed up on that one. Middle of the plate, Peter Borges. We've seen him flash some power, and actually some impressive power, and gets that one out.
Alex Smith pops it down the left field line, and that ball caught just fair by Benintendi. So the first pitch retires Smith following the home run. Yeah, Borges has been a very important part of the Rays' success lately with his play. Had a great throw on the road trip, and he has been hitting, since coming off the DL. He's hitting well over 300, and just gave the Rays the lead with that home run to left. Steven Souza Jr. trying to catch up with 96 there.
He's telling Alex Cobb, it's real simple. Just don't hang it. Don't hang it when you're facing me. It's not even my fault. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do.
Souza Jr. fouls it into the screen, 1-2. Well, the Rays have 130 home runs now. They started the day 3rd in the league behind Houston and the Texas Rangers. Roller foul. Well, the big hit by Ramos, and you can't overlook the job he's done. The double in the 4th to get the Rays on the board. And then the recovery to get Lynn trying to advance to 3rd to end the 5th. Then Borges building the home run. 2-2. That's one of the elements of the Rays now. They really seem to have more balance and depth than we've seen in the past couple of years.
It was something that was addressed by the front office over the winter. We talked about it a little bit at some point during that Chicago series, how they really got the lack of depth. The team was exposed a year ago. And so you've got to credit the front office for recognizing that and going out to make amends. And now we just talked about Brad Miller coming back. How are you going to divide up the at-bats once he gets back? And you start to think about the middle infield situation with Beckham and Echeverria and Featherston, and now you've got options. And then you talk about Borges and Malik Smith, Kiermaier coming back with Dickerson and Souza Jr. and all the options that Kevin Cash will have out there on top of it.
Yeah, those are the kind of problems managers love to have. Instead of going looking for talent, they like to figure out how they can distribute it and put it in its proper spot.
It's all around you.
Yeah.
It's even behind you. And then how about that? When you face these tough bullpens at the end of games, you've got quality coming off the bench. Guys that could come in and get a big hit for you.
And around Plouffe's feet. 10 strikeouts tonight for Sale. The Rays have 2 runs against him, 2 runs, 5 hits. We're in the bottom of the 5th. High pop on the infield. Pedroia a couple of steps back now. Shallow right center. Handles that, but the Rays get a home run on the second pitch of the inning from Peter Borges. And at the end of 5, it's 2-1 Tampa Bay. Taking a 2-1 lead. Second run on the home run by Peter Borges. And our Bonefish Grill catch of the game. Ramos down to Longoria to catch Lynn trying to advance to third. Instead, it turned out to be the third out of the inning and fired up the Rays catcher.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going Bonefish catch of the game with 4 innings to play. That's aggressive. That's aggressive. That may be the catch of the first half of the game.
And there's a ground ball, and it's just off the glove of Echeverria. Marrero is on.
You know what? If we don't blow the Bonefish catch of the game already, that play's made. And then that becomes it later on. Unbelievable. What are you going to do?
The power involved.
Yeah. Well, game effort. That ball just off the end of the glove.
So Echeverria just got the webbing of the glove on that one. And Marrero has a base hit. The 4th Boston hit. Here's Moreland. Ground ball. Play's going to be at first. And so Marrero advances into scoring position. Moreland out of there. Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez has grounded to short and has struck out swinging. Which is a strike at the knees. Foul up the first base side. Ruben Amaro with the pickup.
How many of those have we seen here tonight where Faria is just missing the barrel of the bat, getting a lot of balls off the end, a lot of those little nubs? That's the goal. If you're not going to be a guy who's just going to be able to continuously blow hitters away, it's about missing the barrel, however you have to do that.
Sharply hit foul.
We make
Still
plays.
2 strikes.
We make plays at the Trop.
And react as if we've done it before.
They have.
And that's great.
It's Nick. Nick was with us in Pittsburgh.
Well, he's earned his spurs to go on the road with the plays he's made at home.
And he's a free agent after this year, looking at potential homes, landing spots.
The high fly ball into right. Souza Jr. is there to make the catch. Tagged by Marrero. And he starts and stops and throws up the left field line. But Souza Jr. readying himself for the challenge. And Marrero decided to hold on.
Well, it only took until the 6th inning, but there's your daily dose of Souza. Absolutely launching that throw. Yeah, loosen that baby up. It is now.
The setup was so impressive that it intimidated Marrero, and he had decided not to try to advance.
And a great job by, you see Echeverria sliding in behind Longoria as he went to fetch that ball.
Andrew Benintendi starts to go. Oh, he checked the time on that one. On the appeal, that's Chris Conroy down at third. Boy, that's pretty close.
Oh, knocking on the door. Matt Andriese had him going.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. High 2-0.
I'm sensing the 16th Street substation's in trouble. Rogue cloud, you can hear it.
You're a little turbulence in that rogue cloud. Two-0. Misses up and away. Marrero reached on the infield single, moved to second on the soft ground ball to second. Stayed at second on the fly ball to right by Ramirez. Benintendi ahead 3-0 in the count. Strike taken. Jake Faria facing the Red Sox for the first time in his career. Faced the White Sox, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and twice the Orioles, and now Boston. And he's back full with that pitch. 3-2. Adam Kolarek up in the bullpen, the left-hander. And there's ball 4. So that will put men at first and second. The 4th walk of the night issued by Jake Faria, and that's just one short of the 5 that he walked over his first 5 starts. So Hickey out to chat with Faria. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Your group of 50 to 85 in the private party area, just steps from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting Group Sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or emailing groupsales@raysbaseball.com or visit raysbaseball.com. Limited dates remain. 2 men on with 2 men out.
Center fielder,
Jackie Bradley Jr. Bradley 0 for 2. Fly ball to center. Ground ball to first. 2 men on, 2 men out. Top of the 6th. Cut and a miss on the fastball. Went right at him.
Yes, he did, and that's when Faria is at his best, when he is in attack mode. Strike 1.
And there's strike 2. He went around. 0-2. Tindy walked. Guerrero reached on an infield hit. The 0-2 into right field. Souza's right there to make the catch. With the 0-2 fastball, 2 men left. Bottom of the 6th coming up, 2-1 Rays. Jacob Faria and Chris Sale hooked up in this one. Boston scored first on the fly ball off the bat of Marrero, with Lynn crossing the plate. Wilson Ramos with 1 out, double home Logan Morrison, who scored all the way from first. That came in the bottom of the 4th to tie it. And Peter Borges on an 0-1 pitch belted a slider out to begin the home half of the 5th. A home run to left for Borges, his 4th of the year. And that gave the Rays a 2-1 lead. They lead by that 1-run margin as Evan Longoria steps in to begin the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Longoria, Morrison, and Ramos against Chris Sale. Ground ball deep third, gets beneath the glove of Marrero down toward the corner. Benintendi's going to have to make the pickup, and into second goes Longoria. Marrero just couldn't get the glove down.
Yeah, that was a strange looking play, and the issues over at third base continue. There's a first pitch changeup to Longoria. Watch him roll right over it right here. Heads toward the line. Let's take a look at what happened here. He just And he was getting his feet ready to already make the throw before securing the baseball, and he never got there. That ball stays down. He's expecting it to come up. Play not made, and now a runner at second. Another opportunity for the Rays.
So the Rays with a double, credited to Longoria. And here's Logan Morrison. Morrison 2 for 2 and fouls it the other way into the stands. So just like that, the Rays have another scoring opportunity. The hits do not come easy against Chris Sale. Good take there. 1-1. The double for Longoria, his third career hit off Sale. He's 3 for 30 now with a double and a home run. Morrison, on the other hand, is 5 of 11 against Sale. How about that? Takes a strike, puts him down 1-2. And he actually got a hit against Sale on a 1-2 pitch in the 4th, and that's been a dominant count, as you might expect for Chris Sale.
Flip that ball right into center field, and it's all about putting it in play and seeing if you could find a hole somewhere, which is exactly what he did.
It sweeps away. 2-2. The Rays trying to make the most of this opportunity, leading 2-1. Longoria at second, nobody out. Ground ball down to first. Moreland's going to make the play unassisted. Over to third goes Longoria. So the runner advances. Ground ball to the right side puts Longoria in third with one away. Will bring up Wilson Ramos, and it will also bring up the infield.
That was a great at bat there by Logan Morrison. Didn't result in the base hit, just a ground out to the first baseman, but you could see all his teammates waiting for him, the way that he was able to battle there and then hook that slider to get the runner to third. Now you got to get him in.
Fly deep into left center field off the bat of Ramos, and that baby is gone. Home run for Ramos. Longoria scores in front of Ramos, who just hit his third home run of the year for the Rays. It was gone from the moment of impact. And the Rays cash this one in to make it 4-1.
And now you start to take a little bit of control. We talked about Wilson Ramos and getting that timing back. All these long balls have here come in the last few games. He gets a fastball, sits fastball, middle in. And boy, he catches it clean like that. That finish lets you know that ball's gone.
First pitch strike to Featherston.
I'll tell you what, if the Rays are able to finish this thing off, start to think about Faria, and then if they end up turning it over to the bullpen, this would be a huge first game. When you go after their big guy in the first game of a 4-gamer that you're already talking about, it's a big series. You send a message right away. There's a lot of work left to do, but the Rays have been game so far here tonight.
Featherston up 3-1 in the count. Foul out of play. The double that got beneath the glove of Marrero. open the door for the Rays, and Morrison, who's had a very good night at the plate, moved the runner over, and Ramos hit the home run. There's strike 3 call to Featherston out on strikes for the 3rd time, and that is strikeout number 11 for Sale. 2 outs in the Rays' 6th. And Danny Echeverria will be the hitter. Boy, Ramos with a 3 RBI night, a double and a home run. Echeverria looks at strike 1. Two. Popper short left. Lynn starts out backpedaling now, and he has it. Rays are finished in the 6th inning, but a double by Longoria, and 1 out later, a home run off the bat of Wilson Ramos gives the Rays 2 more runs and a 4-1 lead.
It's 4-1 as we head into the top of the 7th inning. The Rays are going to turn to their bullpen, and it's going to end the night for Jake Faria. He is in line for the victory if the Rays can hold on. And I'll tell you, in a big test here, in a big series, in a tough pitching matchup, Jake Faria once again impressive. Did have 4 walks, but I'll tell you, bottom line is 6 innings, 1 earned run. He is now 6 starts for the Rays, 6 quality starts, and you just cannot say enough about the job that he has done for the Rays and what he did here tonight, matching Chris Sale pitch for pitch, run for run, until the Rays were able to get him scratch a couple more across, and he leaves with a 4-1 lead, and in comes Boxberger, and Brad is on for the 3rd time here for the Rays, 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings.
Well, he'll face Sandy Leon in the 7th, to be followed by Lynn and Betts. Leon 0 for 2 tonight, and Boxberger's pitch to him is a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Ball 1 strike. He could figure prominently. There's strike 3 called. Fastball against Leon looking.
Boy, a low rider right to the outside corner, perfectly placed by Brad Boxberger. Yeah, he really served notice on what he could be capable of his first outing, when he went 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts, mid-90s fastball, very good changeup with a big difference in velocity. And
That's always been his staple.
That's a strike. Well, this is part of the game the Rays are trying to stabilize. Getting the game to the closer. One. So Blaine Boyer loosening in the bullpen for Boston. Two balls and a strike. Three and one to Lynn. Boy, he has been a nemesis to the Rays pitchers. They just cannot seem to throw enough strikes to him. 2 walks, and now he's up in the count, 3-1. Full count. Correa working from behind against him. Ran 2 full counts and walked him each time. Boxberger has fallen behind. Now he's gotten back to 3-2. And a ground ball back to the mound. I'll take care of that. 2 gone. So finally Lynn is retired. 2 up, 2 down. We go to the top of the order. Mookie Betts. Betts 0 for 3. Popped to second and twice to the left side to Longoria. Foul ball the last time up in the 5th. It's a strike. Correa for 6 innings, and now it's Boxberger. Check swing. Foul ball. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him on the fastball up. 7th inning stretch time in the ballpark. 4-1 Rays.
Found out that the Red Sox bullpen travels with photos on each road trip. The pictures representing different themes. This week here in St. Petersburg, it is pictures of men with mullets, and the mastermind behind this operation comes from the Red Sox's Joe Kelly. Dwayne. Guess good for camaraderie.
Yeah, bullpens are special places. First pitch here. Peter Bourjos sends another one deep to center field this time, and Bradley Jr. had a step or two left, and that was about it. So Borges, who homered in the 5th inning, tried center field this time and came up just a little bit short. One thing that doesn't come up short, though, BA, would be that.
No, this one right here kind of pretty legit. This one, you know, high school photo. Gotta love that. You know, that was the coolest guy at that high school, too. Hands down, when he thought a mullet like that. I love all the names for him.
The strike to Smith.
Well, we had nicknames for some of the because of the mullets.
Yeah.
Monster
appreciation
truck,
for those.
Right? El Dorado.
Yep.
Shaggy carpet inside there. Dice in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's Hembry's car.
Slider's a strike, and it's 1-2. Tapper, first base fair. And Smith is the second out, so Chris Sale 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. Well, as you know, bullpens are special places anyway.
Yeah. Oh, they're their own little world.
That's exactly right.
It is their own little world. They spend all that time, you know, with each other, down, separated from the rest of the team, and they prefer it that way. And I think the rest of the team prefers it.
Well, they worked out an accommodation, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys like being there.
We like having you there.
Yeah.
See, monster trucks on the DL right now. That's why he's not around. Heath Hembry, though, El Dorado. It's impressive. See, I get impressed by hair now. It's real easy for me because I don't have any. So, really, it's all good.
Yeah.
And when you can get it out there like Heath Hembry has.
Yeah. You personalize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that. Why not?
Souza checked in time on that one. Ball 2 strikes. Been a tough go against Sale for Souza tonight. A lot of hitters can say that. Most of the time, the Rays have managed to score 4 runs with a couple of home runs in the mix.
I don't know if you could ever say that a team is due against Chris Sale, but he has had their number so far this season. Had 2 previous starts, and they were very good.
And you just look at the individual matchups. It shows you how tough he is. 2-2. Souza's had a tough time through the years. Longoria, he doubled and scored a run tonight. Morrison's had a good night at the plate and past success against Sale. And there's strike 3 call. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the bottom of the 7th inning, and they lead 4-1. Well, the Rays have a 4-1 lead through the front 7. Peter Borges a home run to left, and Wilson Ramos a big 2-run home run for the Rays, as well as an RBI double. And as we go to the 8th inning, Tommy Hunter takes over on the mound. He's facing Dustin Pedroia. The pitch is upstairs. No ball, no strikes. 28th appearance for Hunter and a .225 earned run average.
Tommy Hunter, a big part of this Rays bullpen. Brings that big fastball. You see 96, a cutter, slider.
One count. Pedroia with 2 hits, struck out in the 5th. We're heading to count 3-1. Full count. How about that? We've seen some great plays in the stands tonight.
And the genuine excitement of the little one.
The high chop, tough. Hunter quickly unloads and makes a wild throw. Kicks away down into the bullpen. Souza Jr.'s there to pick it up. And Pedroia winds up at second.
Those are the worst. Those are the worst because you feel so helpless. That ball hanging up there for so long, and you know when that ball gets into the glove, it's got to come out and get going quick. And Tommy Hunter just not able to completely pick first base up there. Doesn't have time to. Got to turn, throw, and that ball just, he pulls it a little bit away from Logan Morrison.
So the Red Sox put the leadoff man aboard on an error charge to Hunter. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Janko DeRizzi will be on the hill for the Rays. We'll hear from him, and Hanley Ramirez will be the center of the breakdown for Arestas. Here's Marrero. Devin Marrero. This is the first pitch for a strike. He has the run batted in for Boston tonight. That came on a fly ball to left in the 3rd. Oh, 2. Rays have further action in the bullpen with Pedroia at second. A 2-strike count on Marrero. Down. Jumbo Davis up. Adam Kolarek, who was up early, is down there again. 1-2 pitch. The tap, that's a foul ball. Red Sox scored initially in the 3rd. The Rays tied it in the 4th on the RBI double by Ramos. Went ahead on the Borges home run to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And a 2-run home run by Ramos in the 6th has made it 4-1. An error placing Pedroia at second to begin the 8th. Upstairs, and it's 2-2. Cash and Jim Hickey looking on in the Rays dugout. Full count.
This is where you've got to be able to come back and make a pitch. And Tommy Hunter has been in enough of these types of situations. Not going to be rattled here. Deep breath. Pitch in a spot. Let it rip.
And he gets strike 3 call. Oh, that's that fastball that comes back.
And the hitter gives up on it. That's exactly what happens. He sees that ball, says, okay, off the plate. That just is perfectly located. 97 miles an hour, and well received there by Wilson Ramos.
Well, that's a big out after the error. And Mitch Moreland is the hitter. Fastball trying to catch up. Strike 1.
And he will crowd you. They cut that ball just a little bit to get it in, especially on these lefties. So not only you got to think about getting it started early, but then he's cutting it in towards you. That's a tough assignment. And then that.
0-2 at 97.
Yeah.
That one.
I mean, just a power guy, powerfully built.
Ground ball right side. That's Echeverria. They're going to get the out at first on a fine play. Pedroia goes to third. An important out there and a fine play by Echeverria. Reaching out, stretching out, making the pickup and the throw.
Well, a little out of his element playing on that side of second base, but boy, does he show still very good range. And the dive and the play. Maybe that could have been the catch of the game.
That could qualify. Might be 2 of them. More inventory. I knew you were a business guy. So 2 gone.
I told him let double time. We need to crank out 1 more.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get another one.
Hanley Ramirez. That's a strike. Late move. 0-1 the count. A little chop left side. Longoria makes that play to get Ramirez. So the leadoff error does not hurt. The Rays lead 4-1. Baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Ball game moves into the bottom of the 8th inning, and you're looking at Corey Dickerson, a new pitcher in this game, a right-hander, Blaine Boyer. So Corey Dickerson will pinch hit for Trevor Plouffe, who got the start tonight against Chris Sale. So Boyer on the mound and Dickerson to pinch hit.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier in the game, Dwayne, is on given nights what Kevin Cash is going to have available to him coming off the bench because of that increase in depth. You get a guy like Corey Dickerson going to the All-Star game, for crying out loud, as a pinch hitter here in the 8th.
Dickerson takes a breaking ball, curveball to start things here.
Slow curve. 70 miles an hour by Boyer. Welcome to the game.
We'll give you that curveball once in a while, but a slider and a fastball up in the, at times, the mid-90s. There's a slider.
He's building. He went from 70 to 85. See if he indeed does try to climb the ladder. You see a lot of guys going upstairs against Corey Dickerson, try to bring it close to him. But boy, he's so quick with the bat and adept at fouling pitches off, buying himself some time. Stayed away.
1-2. Fastball at 94 there. But that 70, 85, now 94. It's like an auction.
Let's see if he's done. See if anybody's sold.
The 1-2 and strike 3 called. Got the edge. And that's the first down in the bottom of the 8th. Let's check in with Alex quickly. Alex?
Hey, Dwayne. Well, Rays fans, if you watch Game of Thrones, this giveaway on Saturday was made for you. Coming up on Saturday, the first 15,000 fans will receive an Evan Longoria Game of Thrones bobblehead. House Longo is ready to defend the trop. Guys, I love it because he even has a baseball bat as his scepter. Really good stuff for Saturday's giveaway. Dwayne.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And, you know, the Rays come up with some pretty good items.
They do. Every year they surprise you. A couple of them jump out and you go, wow.
Yep.
You didn't see that coming. Not a lot of repeats at all. Remember we had bubble blowing Longo earlier in the year. Never seen anything like that before. And then this guy right here, that's going to be a very popular item in my guess. Game of Thrones popular. Put the face of your franchise on there. As Alex pointed out, the scepter's a bat, and he was not afraid to use it.
Let's see if we can use it against Boyer here.
That would be nice.
He opened the 6th, got a double up the left field line, and that led to a 2-run inning. He pops it up back of first. This time Moreland in foul territory will handle that. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th against Boyer. Well, Logan Morrison is 2 for 3. He has 2 singles and a ground ball to first, but he's had a much bigger night at the plate than that would tell you on its surface.
Yeah, and that ground ball to first might be the best of the 3.
Yep.
Getting that runner over to third base, it wouldn't have mattered because the home run was hit, but still, in that situation, get him over, get him in, and you got 2 strikes against you with Chris Sale on the mound. He showed how he could put guys away, and he was able to get out and around a breaking ball to get it to the right side to get that runner to third.
And his first hit against the shift was the other way.
Yeah.
All of that against the left-hander Chris Sale.
Well, and the other hit was with 2 strikes. Where Chris Sale's, among qualifiers, the lowest average in the American League with 2 strikes at 109 coming in.
a take there to run the count to 3-0.
I'll tell you, this Boston team has really got their pitching staff in order. You know, they came in leading the American League in ERA. The bullpen was second behind only the Indians, and they were close.
That's a strike. Morrison had already thrown the bat away, thinking he had drawn the walk. Will he be sufficiently sheepish when he comes back to the plate to satisfy Ed Hickox? That's a tough pitch, you know. You can maybe understand what he's thinking.
Well, now he gets to show us what he's thinking.
Ahead, a line drive into right. There's a base hit. Going to bounce to the wall. Betts will make the throw, and Morrison is safe at second base. Well, they got a chance to swing the bat as a result of that 3-1 count, and has picked up his 15th double.
I can't believe he made it into second base. I mean, that ball was hit so hard. And this is what he thought. Hey, you're glad that he called it a strike. You'd rather have this than the walk. The extra base hit, that ball is rifled out there, and it got to Betts so quickly. I don't think he thought he was going, so he took just a hair longer to get rid of that ball. And Logan Morrison is able to sneak in.
Well, let's take a look at this because the Red Sox want to take another look at it.
They may have gotten him. He got him on that right arm, the back of that right arm. Marrero coming in here, and let's take a look. Watch the left leg. Oh, they're going to get him. They may get him here. Close.
Yeah, here's another angle. Where's the foot and the tag?
Oh,
boy, that's close.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the
clear
call,
and convincing.
right?
That's what they're going to need.
Went the Rays' way. So.
Yeah, I think he's in there.
Yeah, he should be, but who knows? And that left foot, he kept that left foot low and went right into the front edge of that bag aggressively. And while it's close, yeah, there's nothing to convince you that you need to overturn it. That's one of those that's going to stand either way, you would think.
Now look for the foot. It's on. The tag is made.
You know, and then this ends up being another judgment call, just not here.
Yeah.
You got a guy in New York taking a look.
Oh, you send it out.
Is that what you always do?
Yeah, you just send it out. Move it along, send it somewhere. And that's a double. So he'll remain at second. Call stands. And that will get Wilson Ramos to the plate, who has doubled in a run and belted a 2-run home run. The pitch is down. Curveball starts him low, ball 1. And now they're going to walk him intentionally after that first pitch missing. And this will be the first walk given up tonight, and it's the intentional walk. Go ahead and go to first. First walk tonight allowed by the Boston pitcher.
And really, that should not be surprising. They have the fewest walks as a pitching staff in Major League Baseball. They just don't hurt themselves, and that's where you start to see some of that success come in.
Well, here's Featherston. An 0 for 3 night, struck out 3 times. 1 ball, no strikes. Sale had 12 strikeouts, didn't walk anyone. The Rays got him for 4 runs tonight in 7 innings. It's 1-2. Foul right back into the screen. Still a ball, 2 strikes. The 12 strikeouts for Sale was 1 short of his season's high. He had 13 against the Blue Jays back in April. He continues to be tops in strikeouts, leading the major leagues in strikeouts with 178 now. Boyer delivers and a tap to short. There's a force play at second base. Pedroia taking the peg. We go to the 9th. 4-1 Rays. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. 4-1 the Rays lead, moving into the 9th inning. First game of the 4-game series against the Boston Red Sox, and Alex Colomé will come on to work the 9th inning. Pitcher number 4 for the Rays, following Faria, Boxberger, and Hunter.
Well, 34 strikeouts, 37 in the 3rd innings, 22 out of 26. It's been a little bit of a bumpy ride here lately for Alex Colomé, but you know that he's going to smooth things out. And this is a great opportunity for him to do that. You see his last 5 appearances, he's been scored on in all 5. But still 3 out of 4 in saves and does have a win. The Rays have won 4 of those 5 games. And when you start talking about special seasons, you know, you look at the little streak that Alex Colomé has gone through, and the Rays are still winning those games at a high rate. So that's encouraging.
He starts Benintendi with a strike. And this is here 1-1. Yeah, that streak started with the Cincinnati game back on the 20th of June. The strike, and he's been pretty calm through the entire episode of those 5 outings. Confident that he will figure it out and get back to the dominating performances he's had. And there's a strikeout. So he gets Benintendi. to get that first out, so important.
Well, it certainly is, especially when you talk about this little 5-game streak. And you know, the reason that you know that Colome is going to come out of it, first of all, the stuff is still very, very good. And second of all, like you were just talking about, his mound presence, the way he's handled it, the calm demeanor, the, hey, I got this. Yeah, I just need to pitch better. He's accountable. Those guys you don't worry about.
Jackie Bradley Jr. It's a strike. Yeah, what you love about him, even through this, he doesn't complain. He doesn't make excuses.
No.
He just goes out, takes the ball, and competes. You have to respect that. Chuck swing, a little tap foul. 0-2. Bradley Jr. nothing of 3 on the evening. Low, now 1-2. Rays after their 45th win of the year tonight. They came in 3-4 against Boston, and all 7 of those games had been up at Fenway Park. First game played between these two teams at the Trop this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's strange to get past the midway point in games played, and still this team, who you see so often, first trip in.
Gonna make the second half very interesting.
Oh boy, will it ever?
2-2. Tap. That's a foul ball. One out on the strikeout of Benintendi. Tomorrow, 6:30, Fox Sports Sun. It will be Jake Odorizzi against Drew Pomeranz.
Intriguing matchups all the way through this series, as you would expect.
A little tap. Colome's after it and underhands it to Morrison. 2 gone. Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason, coming up. Rich and Orestes will break this one down. Wilson Ramos with a big night. We'll hear from Kevin Cash and Alex Cordry providing interviews from the clubhouse. So here we are, 2 outs in the ninth. Bases empty, and Sandy Leon will be the hitter. Rays trying to move to within 4.5 of Boston in the division. Strike 1, the fastball at 95.
Yeah, he just poured that in there. Take aim and drive. Look at that spin.
One and one. The other thing you like is the way Wilson Ramos receives those pitches.
Yeah, the Rays are very fortunate with the guys they have back there behind the plate and how they work with their hands. Soft hands, good at blocking balls, catch and throw guys.
Liner into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Borges returns it to the infield. So Leon keeps it going. Colome gives up a 2-out single. Sue Lin is up here now. A couple of walks and a comebacker to the hill. But he's been up there 3 times, has had 3 full counts.
Yeah, and a lot of the balls have come early. I mean, 3-0 and trying to fight back. First pitch strike. Let's get it done.
There's a first pitch strike at 95. Faria worked 6, gave up a run. Boxberger 1 inning. Hunter 1 inning. Now Colomé 2 outs into the 9th. Ground ball, second base. Featherston with the flip to Echeverria. And the Rays take the first game of this series from Boston. It's a 4-1 final tonight here at Tropicana Field. And the Rays win their 45th game of the year to go 45-42. Jacob Faria will get the win. He is 4-0. Sale, the losing pitcher, now 11-4. And a save for Colomé, his 23rd of the year. And we'll be back in just a moment.